What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. So in this video we're gonna do a little bit of a mid-March wrap up as well as a mid-March TBR, and we're going to organize my bookcase because my bookshelf is a little bit messy. At least in my opinion it's messy. I'll show you it later, but as of right now let's get into what I've read thus far in March. Okay, so I have read so far 4 books in March. I'm gonna do ratings, reviews on each book. The first one I read was given to me by a sweet friend. The book is called The Fang and the Flower by J.J. Wright. Let me tell you guys, this book is 324 pages. I flew through it. This is the perfect book to get into reading. This is a great book to get into fantasy and romance. It just had everything. It had angst, it had action, it had adventure, it had fantasy. I thought it was phenomenal. I rated it 5 stars. I would 100% recommend it to anybody. I hope you guys read it and enjoy it. The next 3 books I read in March so far are a series, and I don't think I've read mystery yet on this channel. So this is the first mystery series, and let me tell you guys, it got me hooked. I read the Truly Devious trilogy. I read all 3 of these in 1 week. Truly Devious number 1, it was like 416 pages. I loved it. I was so intrigued. It was mesmerizing. It was expertly plotted. It had everything a good mystery needed, and this is like murder mystery, guys, by the way. It was so entertaining, and it definitely ends on a huge cliffhanger. So naturally, I immediately read The Vanishing Stair. Truly Devious book number 1, I rated 5 stars. The Vanishing Stair, which is the second book, I rated like 3.5, 4 stars because it was a much slower start, like 150 page slow start. This one's only 300 something pages, 369 I believe, and the first 150 pages was just basically retelling what happened in the first book and setting the scene for the second plot point. And then around 170 pages is when things started actually picking up. Page 170 to the end of the book, that's when things started happening, which was great. I loved it, but I would have appreciated if the speed of the first book was maintained in the second. The last book, Hand on the Wall, was another 5-star read. Now in hindsight, I think I might do like 4.5, maybe 4.75. What I loved the most about it was the ending. I don't want to give too much away, but the ending was like a full circle moment, and it was just really sweet. I think one of the defining themes throughout the series, other than murder mystery and like detective work, is the friendship that's highlighted throughout all 3 books. I absolutely loved it. Like my heart was like so happy like reading about the friendship in these books. The third book is 368 pages, I believe, and this one moved I think just as fast as the first one, and it was action-packed for sure. I love how Maureen Johnson included articles and newspaper clippings in her books. I thought it made them like so well-rounded and so interesting. It wasn't just like straight up like reading text the whole time. It was like more than that. So I really liked it. I really liked the series. I would 100% recommend, and I will definitely be purchasing Box in the Woods and 9 Liars by Maureen Johnson next. Now moving into the books that I bought. I think in the last video I might have said I wasn't going to buy any more books until I finished 10 more. That didn't happen. I ended up getting 3 more books, and they're all massive. The first book was actually gifted to me. It's called A Day of Fallen Night by Samantha Shannon. I actually have no idea what this is about. It was a completely blind choice. It looks epic though. This is, I think, a prequel to The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. I haven't read it, but recently I've been seeing a bunch of people read it on Book Talk. This is supposed to be like 500 years before that series happened, so I guess you don't have to read that series to understand this, but I'm excited. It's 842 pages or something like that, so we'll see. The next 2 books I bought are by Lucy Score. Just by saying that, I think you can guess. I got Things We Never Got Over and Things We Hide from the Light. This was entirely influenced by Rachel Catherine. She made a little book vlog about her reading this book and how this was 5 stars. This was also 5 stars for her. And I'm aware that these are like romance books, but personally, I've never known a romance book to be 500 plus pages. Is that intimidating for me? Yes, because normally I'm used to reading fantasy books that are 500 plus pages. So I'm definitely not used to reading or being this invested in a romance. So we're gonna see. But honestly, they're just stunning, and they're like the soft, creamy matte covers, like the texture of the covers. I'm gonna probably be reading this in April. These 2 seem like April books. Let's talk about the books that I'm reading right now. Okay, so these are the books that I plan on reading for the rest of March. This is my mid-March TBR. So as I'm filming this right now, it's March 13th. I have already started both of these books, but as you can see, I'm not that far through either of them. These are both Christian nonfiction books. This is more like a biography, and this is theology based, and they're both very like information and scripture heavy, which is why it takes me a little bit longer, because I really need to take a long time to read and process and understand all what I'm reading to get the most out of it, you know? I hope, like, the goal of course is to finish it during March, but we shall see. And the buffer, because I know my brain is gonna need a buffer in between those two information heavy books. I don't know if this is the best buffer, but it's a buffer nonetheless. Lord of the Rings. This is all 3 books in one, which is why it's 1,000 pages. Like, they literally have an index. That's how you know. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to finish this in March either. Let's just hope that I get through the first book. It's okay, guys. It's gonna be fun. These are the books that I'm gonna be reading for the remainder of March. Without further ado, let's get into organizing my bookshelf. Okay, so I know it might not look that messy. Everything is in like bunches, but it's not as neat or like visually appealing as I want it to be. So I'm gonna start, I think the bottom one looks fine, but I think I'm gonna start with this top shelf because it's the one that bothers me the most. So cue time lapse. I can't tell if that actually looks better. Like, it definitely doesn't look worse. I don't know. I'm just gonna go to the shelf below it. Wait. There has been a new development. I'm going to reorganize it again. Now that I'm thinking about it, I kind of want to do like a Christian shelf, a shelf of my like physical TBR. I think I'm gonna do that, but that means I have to redo absolutely all my work. It's fine. I don't know how I feel about it, but on the bright side, some of those books that I have in there are gifted to me, so I'm gonna have to give them back. Meaning I'll free up space and be able to make it look more better, like neater. I don't know, guys. I want to make it like aesthetically pleasing, but I also want to make it like not all of them are facing the same way. So let me know what you guys think. I think it's good for now. I'm happy with it. So my mom had taken out like all of her homey decorative stuff so that I could have room. I liked it. I put some of it back. Like you can see here, like I got these when I was a baby. It's a baby picture of me. A trophy I had, one of my mom's antique little collector thingies, a little photo album of my parents. And I think it looks way better, like way better now that I have a lot more room. And there's still like that homey feeling. So I'm happy with it now. I feel good about it now. And yeah, oh my god, I'm excited for like more book things to come. I'm excited for more, you know, book hauls and bookshelf tours. I think my next video is gonna be a Bible tour because I have like 5 or 6 Bibles. So I'd love to take you guys through that. But here is the final product. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Don't forget to follow my Instagram and my TikTok so that you can be updated on more Christian content and what books I'm reading. Comment down below what book you're reading now. God bless you guys, and peace.